myself Harsh Khattar, Assistant Professor at ABS Engineering College, Ghaziabad. Today, we will discuss about the logic and shift operations. In last class, we discussed about the arithmetic operations in ALU. Basically, ALU comprises of the three components: arithmetic operation, shift operation and logic operation. And in last class, we covered about the arithmetic operations. These are the 8 major operations, and basically I focused on the decrement part, which is the important one, because this is the most used one when we talk about the other operations. Rest the combinations are used everywhere, like we are going to use the subtraction and complement of a number or increment when we talk about the program counter. So, in today's class, we will basically focusing on the shift operations and logic operations of ALU. In logic operation, we focuses on the bit-wise operations. Means if we have one number of 8 bits, then we are going to perform some operation like negation. We are going to perform another operation like XOR. So, here the bit-wise operations are on the 2 numbers, or complement in case of one number, like we are going to negate it. So, these are the AND or subtract this complement part. So, this is a part of the bitwise operation under the logic one. Majorly these are the 16 in total, but the super 4, I am calling it super 4 because basically the circuit is designed for these 4, and subsequently with the help of these 4 we are going to align all 16 as mentioned here. So, when we talk about these super 4 categories, these are the important ones, and we will first see the circuit of these 4s, and then we will switch to the all 16, how these 16 operations are going to perform. These operations basically work with this circuit. Here mux is required, where the mux is taking all 4 inputs, and as per the requirement, as per the selection line says, the one output is coming from this. So, as we are seeing here, the 4 inputs are belonging to a particular gate, and these are the logic gates we have. In this case, the first one is saying we have the 2 selection lines S0 and S1. If both these selection lines are 0, then the operation performed is this gate is a symbol of AND gate. So, this is my first operation when my selection lines are 0 0. When we talk about the next one, when we are going to change it, so this is the change in the selection line. I am using a combination 0 1, and in this 0 1 the operation performed is with the help of OR gate. So, this is the operation which is used here. Next one, the next combination is 1 0, when the value of S1 is 1 and S0 is 0. In this case we are performing the XOR, and the next one is NOT gate. So, here you are seeing these are the fundamental gates and or NOT. With the help of these we can derive any of the circuit. Here the XOR is also used because in the mux we have the combination in the power of 2, and when we talk about the power of 2, so minimum 4 combinations are required to perform the 3 operations. So, here the added one is used here as the XOR, and this is favorable one when we are going to compute the large calculations here. So, these are the logic circuits, but ALU is using this very frequently while doing the work. When we talk about these super 4s, as I am saying, these are the super 4s which are deriving all 16 operations. The 16 operations which are derived from these 4s are these. Now, your focus is required here. The nomenclature which is mentioned here is these x and y are the inputs. We are taking the 2 numbers x and y. Here for this part we are using a 1 binary bit number x, 1 binary bit number y, and we are using the all 4 combinations. If I am taking a 2 numbers of 1 bit, then the 4 combinations are possible: 0 0, 0 1, 1 0 and 1 1. So, these combinations I am representing here, and the 16 functions are represented in binary form starting from 0 0 0 0 to 1 1 1 1. So, these are the representation of the functions from F0 to F15. So, one by one we will see these operations. All these operations are mentioned there, and some of the operations are the combinations of the basic ones. Like if I am talking about the first one, F0 is basically used to clear some content. This is an important one. Whenever we are going to do some other operations, sometimes we are doing it, okay, clear this value, clear this register. So in this case, F0 is required. Here we are not using any arithmetic operation because there is a availability of a logic operation which we are using here to clear the things. Like sequence number, sometimes we are using this sequence counter, we are using a program counter initialized by, currently it is clear, and then we are going to add a new address of the next instruction in program counter. So these type of operations we can use with the help of clear. Next one is when we are talking about the F1, that is AND, the favorable one. Next is the combination where we are going to AND the B complement. We will see an example of this B complement where it is used, and then the transfer A, the content of A register is going to transfer B, and like next one is the exclusive OR operation or OR operation, NOR operation, complement. These are the important ones. Now how you are going to use this nomenclature of X, Y and the binary representation in 4 bits about the function, how we are seeing this. So take an example where I am using a representation here, means this is for the understanding purpose which I am using in the 6 binary bits. Here I am representing this X is the first input, this Y is the second input, and these 4 binary bits as the nomenclature of a particular function. If I am talking about this nomenclature 0 0 0 0 0 0. So in this case we represent this as X, the first number is 0, Y, the second number is 0, and the function is 4 zeros. Based on this 4 zeros, our nomenclature says, means again mux is there, 16:1 mux is there, and where we are using the 4 selection lines, and I am passing 0 0 0 0 to the selection line, and my operation is clear. Because it is mentioned here, the F0 is basically represented as the clear. It means we are going to clear the register. So here the name of the operation is clear. If I am talking about the another one, if I am changing the value of a function to 0 0 0 1. Now what is the significance of this function? This function means AND. Now for AND we need 2 numbers. Yes, we have these numbers X and Y. So the AND operation is performed on this X and Y, and we are getting the result. What will happen if I am going to change the value? Say I am changing the input Y to 1. Now what is the difference in the function? Are you getting any difference in the function code? No. The function is still same 0 0 0 1, which represents the AND, but I am changing the input value. So here the input X 0, Y is 1, and when we are performing the AND operation on X and Y, yes, it's up to the values which we are passing. So 0 and 1 is 0, but the operation we decide is the AND operation. I hope now you understand the concept of inputs and the functions which we are using here. Next is, take another example. If my function code is 0101, in this case what we are using, we are focusing on the function fifth. This function 0101 is basically representing the transfer B. What is the meaning of transfer B? As I have taken these X and Y values, in this we are talking about this X is treated as A and Y is treated as B. So whatever the data is there in Y means B, it is going to transfer. So that's why the representation is saying transfer B, and here I am taking it as Y. What will happen when we are taking another operation which is 111, 1110? So this is operation number 14 which we are talking about is the NAND. So what is the significance of this function? We have 2 inputs X and Y, and we are performing a NAND operation. Okay, take another example where we are not using the 2 inputs. Say we are talking about a complement, say complement A, we are talking about only A. So there is no requirement of Y, means B. So in this case the system will automatically ignore the second operand, and only the first operand is used to apply a particular operation. Similarly, when we are talking about the complement of B, in this case X is ignored and the Y is used to just complement a particular value. So, this is all about the 16 logical operations which are derived from those 4 from the logic circuit. Next is when we talk about the applications of logic operations. In this case, there are so many applications, there are so many areas where we are using the logical operations, but I am focusing on the 2 specific ones, as I said in the earlier PPT, that we are talking about the selective clear. What is the meaning of this selective clear? A clear F00000 is a nomenclature, and we are doing this clear operation perform on the of all the registers. But now when we are talking about a selective clear, what is the meaning of this selective clear? Selective clear means if I have one number and I want to clear a specific bit, I have a number of 4 bits and I want to clear only the 2 bits. Now I am just passing the location. So this is represented by another value. So here we can take this as the A, this is as a B, and in B we are representing what number of bits we are going to clear it. So here I am representing it with this second and the 4th bit. If I am taking it as a 1, 2, 3, 4, if you are taking it from the 0, then the first and the 3rd bit we are going to change, means clear it. So in this case we are performing this operation which was mentioned there in the F2. So here in this case what we are doing, we are performing this operation, and where the 1 is present, this is value is going to be 0. Here the 1 is present, this value is going to be 0. So this is basically a selective clear operation. This is very useful when we are talking about the bigger circuits and when we are going to clear a specific bits. The complement one is basically used in the networking part, which is known as the mask operation. Means this mask operation says we have a specific category and I want only those bits as the output. Means if I have a number of 8 bit, 16 bit or 32 bit IP address, I am going to mask it. So here in this case we are using a mask operation which is just saying we are doing A dot B. It means the input which I am fetching here in part A, it is dependent on the mask. So mask number I am providing here 1010, and where the 1 is present, it will retain the input bit. In this case 2 1s are there, so this bit is going to retain, this bit is going to retain, and if 0 is there, when we are going to perform the AND operation, in this case this bit will get the 0. So these are the 2 operations which we are explaining here apart from the normal legal lift. So in this case we are saying these are the important ones about the logic operation, these are the applications. Now when we talk about a complete circuit, which we have discussed today in this class and in the last lecture. So in last lecture we focused on this, the arithmetic circuit, and today yet we have discussed about the logic circuit. So basically the combination of both is making a ALU. Right now I am discussing a traditional example of ALU where the shift operations is not mentioned, only the 2 modules are there, which is the one stage of the arithmetic and the another stage is one stage of the logic circuit. But here you are getting all the operations. Here these 2 stages are going to make a one unit of a particular ALU in a traditional method, and here this S2 is used to select which mode you want to use. Means if the value of this S2 is 0, we are going to use the arithmetic circuit, and if the value of S2 is 1, we are using a logic circuit. So again a particular selection is there, and on behalf of those selections we are using this nomenclature. Now can we say our ALU is complete now? So the answer is no. Here we need to add the shift operations as well, because earlier we discussed about the ALU, we have the 3 categories. First is the arithmetic, logic, and the next is the shift operation. So let's discuss about the shift operations. When we talk about shift operations, then the shifting of the bits we are talking about. In this case we have some numbers and we are going to shift it either on a right side or left side. So these are the important ones, and we are using the shift operations in three categories. One is the logical shift, then circular shift, and then arithmetic shift. Most of the time when we are talking about the shift operations, we work on the logical shift, but in some of the complications, in some of the complicated examples, in some of the arithmetic numericals, we are using arithmetic and circular shift as well. Take an example of both, then I will discuss all the shifts in detail with the example. Let's see how the right and the left categories are used when we are talking about this shifting, and what is the issue and what is the difference between these three parts. So, when we are talking about the right shift, it means we have a number of 8 bits and we are going to shift those numbers to the right side. So, this is one example where we have some serial input, we have some numbers, and now we are going to shift those numbers to the right side. So, if I am going to shift these numbers to the right side, what will happen? This one will shift here, this shift here, this type of shifting is used. So, this is a shift operation. When we are talking about these other method, which is the left shift, here all the values are going to shift towards left. Like this. So, this is a case where we are doing a left shift operation, and if we talk about what is the issue, why it is required to use the logical shift, circular shift and arithmetic shift, what is the difference between this. So, if you do not know the difference among these, then kindly focus on this part, this example, which will clear that where we are using which shift. So, this is the basic understanding about the shift operation. If I have this number and I want to shift it towards the right, what will happen? See, if I am shifting this 0 to here, one shift we are performing here, we are shifting this complete number, this. So, this one will shift here, which is outside our scope. So, if we are shifting all the numbers in this manner, like this, now this is ignored because this is out of the bound and this place is empty. So, what is required at this place? Means when we are performing a shift operation, then at this box what is required? Okay, if still there is any confusion, see another example when we are talking about the left shift. What will happen if we are talking about this left shift? We are trying to solve this part. And this 0 is out of the bound, but this place is still empty. What we are doing at this place, what we are adding at this place? We have three options in this case. Option number 1, we are representing by default 0. Second, we are doing this part here, means the out of the bound number will come and take the place of the empty one. We are doing a replacement, which is the out of the bound and we are using here, and the third one is as we use 0 we are using 1, means when we are talking about this blank space we do not have any other option after this, means either we are using this blank space as 0 or 1 or we are replacing with the out of the bound value. So, what we are doing here? So, this is represented in the logic, circular and the arithmetic shifts. So, let us discuss one by one what is the meaning of logical shift, what is the meaning of circular shift and what is the meaning of arithmetic shift. When we are talking about the first category, which is the logical shift. So, this logical shift is represented by a normal shift right, shift left. So, if we are talking about just shift left, so it means we are talking about the logical shift. So, the symbol is represented as the SHR and SHL. So, this is the basic representation. When we are talking about this basic one, so here we are adding that 0. So, as discussed in my case, 0 or 1, or we are talking about a particular replacement. So, in this case we are using by default 0. What is the meaning of this? If we are talking about shifting, so at the right part when we are doing perform this operation, so at this point we are using a 0. As the shifting is done, so this will be represented as 0. Similarly, when we are talking about the left shift, so at the end we are using 0. So, wherever we are finding the void, we are using 0. See this example. In this I am going to use the logical shift right and logical shift left. So, this is the shifting left. So, all the numbers are going to be shift this side, and this one is out of the bound and we are using here 0. Similarly, when we are talking about shift right, in this case we are adding a 0. So, when we are using a logical shift, we are adding 0. In case of circular shift, what we are doing? We are replacing the number which is out of the bound. So, if we are going to shift the number, then we are using the same number in the starting, in the beginning. See an example here, we have 110011 and we are performing a circular shift. So, either we are performing a circular shift right or circular shift left. This one is going to be added here, or this one is going to be at this place. See an example here. This, when we are going to perform the shift right, in this case what we are doing? We are using this shift operation in the right side, and this one is now comes at this place. Okay? When we are using this next shift, so here what we are using? We are going to add this value which is out of the bound here. So, this is basically the circular shift. What is the next example? Means we have seen one which is 0, then the another one where we are using this circular way, and next one is the arithmetic shift. Arithmetic shift is the important one when we are using the Booth multiplication. So, next is when we are performing some multiplications operation, division operation. In this case, in a Booth multiplication you will use the arithmetic shift, and in general one you are using the logical shift. So, arithmetic shift says the concept is different and a tricky one, where if we are performing a arithmetic shift right, the symbol of this is arithmetic shift right is basically we are using this for the right one and this for the left one. So, in this case we are using the shifting the same bit. So, here the same bit is used, where if the value is 0, then the 0 will retain in this part, and if we are using 1, then 1 will retain in this part, means the first part is retained. So, basically what is the concept behind this retain is we are basically performing in the right part, we are basically dividing a number by 2. So, if you have a number 110011, if you divide by 2, so you will get the value and this value is going to be replaced. So, this is one example. When we are talking about the arithmetic shift left, in this case we are just adding 0. And the reason behind this is we are going to multiply by 2. So, if you are using a number here and you are going to multiply this number by 2, means both are the binary representation 1100 and 10, and then you are going to multiply the binary, then you will add a 0 here because this value is 0. So, this is a concept, and this is the example where we are using 110011. So, if we are doing the shift this one, so in this case this one will retain here. Okay? And when we are using it left, arithmetic shift left, then we are adding a 0 in this part. So, this is all about the arithmetic shift. So, this is the third module which we are covering under the ALU. First is the arithmetic circuit, then logic circuit, and then the this shifting one. So, if we are performing an exercise, see this example, now I have changed the values. If we are performing a logical shift in this case, what we are doing? We are performing a logical shift right. So, in right side we are going to shift the values. So, this value is going to be shift out of the bound, and this value 0, 1, 0, 1, 1 and in this point, as we are using a logical shift, so the value is 0. When we are performing a logical shift left, so this 1 is out of the bound and here we are using 0. So this is a way this is exercise for you to complete this thing, and you have to complete this part yourself for the practice purpose, as I have discussed some of the examples that what we are doing here we are using a circular shift. So this number is going to circulate here, and in the left part the value is going to change this in the circular manner. In arithmetic, what we are doing, in case of right side we are using retain the particular value, and in the left side we are adding a 0 value. So this is the example for you for the better understanding purpose. Now when we are going to club all three parts, so we are working on this as the arithmetic circuit, logical circuit, and this is our shift operations. So by default we have this logical shift working, shift right and shift left, and we have here we are deriving the selection lines which is giving a particular selection part, means which module you want to add. So if I am using the two logics, which is two parts, which is the arithmetic circuit and the logic circuits, then only one selection line was required. Earlier I have shown you that the S2 is there, and now I am using one more operation which is the shifting part. So one more selection line is required, S3. So in this case S3 basically represents the shift operation, S2 represents the logic operation, and S1 and S0 represents the arithmetic one. If I derive with the help of the examples which we have discussed in all three components, so this is a summary where we are talking about the first one. If I am only using this S0 and S1, so this is basically carrying the arithmetic circuit. All operations are carried out under the arithmetic one, these 8 operations, because these two are the selection one and this is a carry. And when we are talking about the next one, this is our logical. So this logical one is taking another selection line which is S2, and the next one is basically our shift one. So this shift one is carrying the next one. So I hope this ALU circuit is completed when we are going to integrate the arithmetic one, logical one, and the shift one. So this is the backbone when we are going to perform any of the numerical. So this is all about the ALU, and when we are talking about the next one, after this ALU we will discuss about the adders. Although we have discussed about the basic operations, but the complicated ones are still to come, and in the next lecture we will discuss about the look-ahead carry adder and how the additions in the multiple bits we are going to perform, and how the subtraction is we are going to perform. I hope this ALU is clearly understandable by you, and I request you to refer the book and solve the exercise problems for this. Thank you.